Alright, it's Henry again, and today I'm going to be doing a review of the Action Base 2. Once again, most people review Gundam model kits, but you don't see very many reviews of the actual Action Bases out there, so why not? Anyway, this is what you're going to be getting. It comes in a bag rather than a box. This is the clear blue version, obviously. And they come in all kind of different colors, so you're not limited to clear blue. So yeah, let's go ahead and open this up and see what we get. Anyway, the piece of paper in the front is going to have your instructions on the back there. And you get one runner of parts. The other Action Base was separated into 3 different runners, but the Action Base 2 is just one runner, since it is quite a bit smaller, meant for 1:144 scale model kits. And you're also going to be getting a small bag of screws and nuts to use on the Action Base as well. Alright, so here's the Action Base 2 fully assembled. And as you can see, it's a bit smaller than the Action Base 1, seeing as how it's meant for smaller model kits. And these are the connectors you're going to get. You're going to get 2 of those U-shaped connectors, just like the Action Base 1 came with, only they're a little bit smaller. You're going to get 2 different sizes. Then you get a peg connector. Let me zoom in on these since they are so small. You're going to get a peg connector. You're also going to get one that's similar to the peg, but it's more of a long line shape. And then you're going to get another connector that's going to connect with a screw similar to the same one that came with the Action Base 1. And as you can see here in the manual, the screw-in, they gave the same example of Sharzagak. The rectangular peg, they give the example of Gelgoog. And then most high grades, most newer 1:144 scale kits are going to have that circular hole for the peg. And if it's an older kit that doesn't have any peg at all, you can use the U-shaped connectors. Now, as far as the Action Base's functionality goes, it's a little bit different than the Action Base 1, but the concept is the same. The display base, the base part down here, is actually 2 separate parts that you can disconnect. You've got a little connector piece right here that can fit on either of the sides, so really you don't have to connect them the way it is on the front. You could connect them like this, for example, or like this if you really wanted to, or like this. Any of the sides can be connected together as long as you have this little connector, and you get 2 of these. You get one that's going to be in use, obviously, and then you've got spaces on the bottom of the Action Base where you can store the extra one right there. And the arm is kind of similar to the one that was on the Action Base 1. Rather than having a separate arm that extends on the bottom, you've just got this little tiny arm, this one solid piece that'll rock back and forth, and it will lock into these little grooves right here. And that's how you're going to set the angle. As you can see, the higher the groove, the lower the angle is going to be, till you go all the way down there and you're practically flat against the Action Base like so. But that's going to keep the Action Base from falling down due to the weight of the model kit. So no matter how heavy the kit is, it's never going to make the arm fall down just because of the way this is designed. And since this is a circular peg in here, it can rotate pretty much anywhere you need it to go. Now the little extension right here is the same as on the Action Base 1. You pull out that little latch and the arm can extend out, and it locks in place so it's not going to slide down at all. The connector here on the end is a bit different though. You've got, as you can see, 2 different screws in there. This one is going to be able to go up and down. Again, it's a ratcheting joint with a screw, so it's a very, very tight, solid connection. And then you've got another one right here that's really tight. That right there. That's going to be able to go back and forth. So really, really tight. Kind of a pain to move it around, but at least you know that your model kit's not going to fall over. And it's got a square-shaped plug on the top where you can simply plug in your little connector pieces. And like I said, if you have a newer high grade, it's got that little hole in the crotch. Connecting it to the action base is as simple as putting it down on there. And there you go. Really solid connection. It's not going to fall over. Pretty stable. Not too awfully top heavy. For an average size mobile suit, you're not going to worry about this falling over at all. However, if you've got an older 1:144 scale kit that doesn't have the hole in the crotch, you're going to have to use this little U-shaped connector. Again, just set it on there, and there you go. Simple as that. And one thing in particular I wanted to show you was how this thing worked with a larger 1:144 scale kit like the Sotheby. It still works, and he's still stable, but as you can see, he is a little bit top heavy, a little bit wobbly, so just be careful with it, and I think it'll work out fine. Now they also advertise these as being able to be used for SD kits. Now some of the newer SD kits will have the hole in the crotch just like some of the newer high grades, but for the older SD kits you may have to drill a hole or use one of these things. And while the Action Base 2 doesn't have as many color offerings as the Action Base 1, you can still get it in a variety of colors: black, gray, clear blue, sparkle green, and sparkle red. And just like the Action Base 1s, you can disassemble them and reassemble them in pretty much any combination you want for multiple model kit display bases. So that about does it for my review of the Action Base 2. I think these are really, really great. I like them pretty much just as much as the Action Base 1s. They're not quite as versatile as the Action Base 1, seeing as how they don't have as many holes in the display base part, and they don't have quite as many options for connectors. But overall, they're by and large the same quality as the Action Base 1. You're still going to be able to pull off lots of cool combinations with these things, put your mobile suit in pretty much any position you need it to go in, and you can combine them together just like the Action Base 1s and create all kind of crazy combinations for multiple model kits on a display base. And on top of that, you get lots of different color options, some colors that you don't even get in a Action Base 1, like clear blue and sparkle red, for example. So let's see, these retail for 450 yen. At today's conversion rate, that's going to be about $6 maybe, $5, $6, somewhere around there. So that's about how much I would suggest paying for them. So that about does it for this review, and with that, I'll see you guys next time.